Yeah, Ebony, let's get straight into it. Last time we had you on the channel, you spoke to Andy. You were out stateside doing your training camp out there. I was just wondering if we could start there. Talk to us about how much you've learned out there and what you get out of it as well when you go out there.
I've honestly learned so much. Like, it's unreal. If I can do what I've been doing in training and I bring it to the fight, then you guys will see so many improvements. Out there in Philly, Philly footwork, we work a lot on my feet, my balance and all those kind of things, just that fine tuning stuff. Like, usually I go there for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the end of my camp, and it's kind of like cramming in it all. But this time I was able to, start like that from the beginning. So I'm really excited.
Now, Ebony, for yourself and the way the world is at the minute and the travel restrictions in and out of Australia, that they say boxing's the loneliest sport in the world at times. What's it been like for you being away from your loved ones for so long?
Man, yeah, I mean, extremely lonely. At least like kind of when you're at home and you're around people and loved ones and stuff, like, yes, they're still there. They still have the presence. I mean, it is always a sport that you're gonna do by yourself. You have to always make sacrifices. But I'd be definitely lying if I was to say that it's cool and it's easy. Because it is tough. There are some days where it's really tough. I just want to see my boyfriend, give my boyfriend a hug, and like, you know what I mean, see my mom. But you know, it is what it is, and here I am chasing my dreams, and a lot of people aren't able to do that, so it comes with it.
Let's go on the fight, Ebony. I've seen you say you expect Bec to bring the heat in this fight. Do you think this one's going to catch fire early?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Bec always comes out hard, she always comes out strong and fast, and I'm a bit similar, so we'll see. Like, I have my plan, and yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be, yeah, I feel like is going to be a bit of a heated fight because we both like to fight, But in saying that, I'm not going to get drawn into something if it's easier to just box someone, you know what I mean? So we'll see.
Bec fought a who's who of top names during her career. She's never been shy of taking any fight. I think she's only been stopped by Terry Harper and Tasha Jonas. Is that something you've thought about, the stoppage and putting your name among those who've managed to stop Bec Connolly?
Definitely. I feel like if I'm able to step Bec Connolly in at 118, the lowest, the lightest person that's ever fought her, and the first time she's ever had a full camp or anywhere close to a camp, I think that's going to make a big impact because these girls are stopping them or fighting Bec when she hasn't had any preparation. So yeah, 100%. If I can stop her, it will be a big, point to make. But I'm not banking on it. You know what I mean? I'm going to go in there and I'm going to box and do what I do, and looking hopefully break it down and stop it early.
Final one from me, Ebony. Last time we saw you in against Shannon Courtenay, I just want to ask you what that was like to process after the fight was over and the time that elapsed since, because although it was a defeat, your stock went up immensely. You were given huge credit for the heart you showed it there as well. Was it a bit of a weird one to process afterwards?
No, I mean, I think I was only like, at first I was obviously upset at first. I think that night, for like, when the results were done, but it didn't take long for me to realize the impact that fight had on people and the response that I got. And I don't cry over spilt milk. It's a loss, but in life you get so many losses and so many letdowns. You got to pick yourself up and move forward and go with it. And everything happens for a reason. So I didn't really look back on it. Obviously I look back on what I could do in the future and all these kind of things. But it's all learning for me, and I was just blessed for that experience. And for now, like you said, my stock's going up, and I was blessed that I was able to show the UK, not just my fighting skills, but the heart that I have, which only comes when you get in those situations. So.
And last one, Ebony, you mentioned the UK fans there. Unlike the first fight camp, the second fight camp is going to have people in attendance. Is that a nice added incentive knowing you can be out in front of the UK fans?
Oh, unreal. Honestly, I've got a few people I know that are going to come, bought tickets to come and support me. So I'm so excited for that. Fighting in front of fans. I love fighting for the fans. So to have them there, it's going to be unreal. And just the whole fight camp experience. It looks unbelievable.
All right, Ebony, thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. If we go to Chris Ridgway next, please.
Hi, Ebony. How are you? Okay.
I'm good. Thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, it's very well. Thanks. Just to follow on from that, that last fight, the exposure, the build up, everything. It was really massive, and as it was said there, your stock raised significantly. I guess a two-part question: how has your life changed since that fight? But how have you evolved as a boxer as well?
Yeah, I mean, life changed. I mean, not a lot, like, you know, because I kind of, after my fight, obviously, I think I noticed it the most when I was in the UK, because I was walking around the streets in the UK and people were recognizing me everywhere. And, you know, that was really interesting and really cool, like, you know, because then I'm able to take photos and engage with my fans that I do online, but in person, and that was really lovely. But then obviously going back in Philadelphia into camp, you know, when I'm in camp in Philly, it's literally the gym and home and a sports massage. So, you know, I don't really notice what's going on too much around. I mean, obviously my social media has risen, which, you know, in turn means I get a lot more money for things, you know. So with that's the whole point of social media. That's the whole good thing about, you know, a big social media following, is that you're able to advertise for your sponsors and for brands and things on a wider audience. So you're worth more, you know. So I'd say that my stocks, literally, my money has risen, and I'm much more, I'm worth more. So that's probably what's changed, you know. Other than that, like, nothing, you know. With my training, obviously I stayed in Philadelphia, you know, to the whole camp, which is, you know, brilliant, which is what I want to do, because I can work on a lot of things. The guys in America, with Kaylee Reese, who's a 2 times world champion, she's my co-coach, and Brian Cohen, and working with those for a lot longer than a couple of weeks. You know, I've felt so many improvements, so I'm looking forward to showing that on this Saturday.
Last week at Fight Camp, there was, I mean, storylines left, right, and centre. That headline fight was amazing in the end as well. I'm guessing that you saw that. How was it for you watching Fight Camp, thinking, that's me next week I'm there?
Yeah, well, I'm not really one of those people that gets really fully excited and pumped for a fight until I'm like there and stuff, you know, just because boxing has let me down many times, you know. So I tend to be a bit reserved when it comes to like real hype and emotion, until much closer to the date. But when I was watching that, I was like, wow, like that's unreal. And I just loved how it was so intimate, and I loved how you know, it's like an exclusive, it was literally like an exclusive garden party, like festival, you know what I mean? And I think that's so unreal. And for the people that are coming out to actually support me, they're all messaging me as well, going, oh my God, we can't wait. And that started to really hype me up. I was like, oh my God, I cannot wait to walk down that runway, to get into that ring and just do what I love, you know, in front of people that I love and fans that love me. So yeah, very exciting.
Cool. Well, that's it for me. All the best for Saturday.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. If we go to Aki next, please.
All right, cheers, mate. Dan, how do you record these, mate? Because I've not done these before.
No worries. I'll give you permission, mate. So all you need to do is, you've got permission now, so you should be able to see a record button down the bottom.
Yeah, it says, please ask host to give you permission to record on it.
There you go. You should have permission now, mate.
And like this. It doesn't matter.
So is that recording now? Yeah, okay, it's recording. Cool. Right, sorry about that. Ebony, hi. Great to see you.
No, it's better like this. Sorry.
Yeah, we all good? I was just wondering, your last fight, you know, you actually, even though you lost, people have already touched on the fact you gained a lot of credibility, particularly battling on with such a bad injury.
Yeah.
Are you pleased in yourself that you know, you proved that you were so serious and you got the respect from the boxing public?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously I'm pleased with myself. Like I know what I can do, so I always knew I had that. I'm just pleased that I was able to draw in enough attention and draw in enough eyes pre-fight to get people to tune in to see me. You know, people that might not have tuned in. I'm proud of that, to be able to get so many eyes onto that fight, and that I was able to not only show my boxing skills and my heart, you know, but just that warrior spirit that, you know, really does solidify, and especially, you know, British fans, obviously, you know, I know that they love that kind of stuff, and I mean, just boxing fans in general. So yeah, I mean, everything happens for a reason. I might not have got the win, but I just feel like that was something really special. You know, not that I would want to ask anyone to go get injured so they can do that to prove that, but I think, you know, everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad it worked out that way.
Yeah. I mean, going into this fight, Bec's very tough as nails. She deserves a lot of respect. But you do go in as the favourite for this fight. Yeah. A slightly different dynamic. You know, does that affect your preparation? Did you view it in a different way going in as a solid favourite?
No, I mean, every fight, no matter who I'm fighting, I train like it's a world title fight. Even if it was like 4-rounder, every single fight for me, I train, because it only takes one punch, it only takes 1 second. So you have to take every single fight seriously and, train hard. I always train hard. I never, I always give it everything. I'm always the hardest worker in the gym. So not really. I mean, I'm just more excited, I suppose, to go in there and get back into the UK and have that fight.
As a fellow school teacher, I know that job in particular is all about patience. Yeah, it's about patience, and it pushes you to the brink at times. Are you willing to be patient in your career and wait out for the right opportunities, or are you a woman on a mission? Are you looking to get there in a hurry back to that world title contention?
Does it look like I'm patient? I've been a pro boxer for 2 years and look what I've done with the world. No, I'm not patient. I will push it as hard as I can. You don't get nowhere by sitting around and waiting. And I definitely haven't done that the last 2 years of my pro career, and I think that's why I'm where I am. I'm also older, so I don't have time to wait around. I'm not 22, I'm not 25, I'm not 30. I'm not going to say how old I am, but I just want to have good fights. Obviously I'd love to fight for a world title again, but I love boxing. I love fighting. I want to have good fights. That's the main thing. I just want to have good match fights that I enjoy. You know what I mean? That's my goal.
Just one final quick one, if I've got time. Are we expecting? Are you going out to look for the stoppage then this weekend?
I definitely. I won't. How do I say it? I'm not looking for a stoppage because I don't believe looking for them. But I won't be displeased if I do get it, and I wouldn't mind an early night. So we'll see. There is obviously there's a plan. We never go into a fight going, oh, I'm going to take her to the distance. That's not really a plan. But I know how durable Becky is and how experienced she is with good fighters. So I'm definitely not counting her out, and I'm not going to get ahead of myself. But yeah, it would definitely be something. It would be good to have an early night and get into the garden and see everyone and smash some pizza.
Thanks very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Aki. If you go to Stephen next, please.
Yeah, hi, Ebanie. How's it going?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Obviously, COVID will have something to do with the answer to this question, but do you have any plans in the future to head back to Australia to fight?
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking to head to fight. Well, I'm not too sure about fighting. I would love to fight in Australia. I would love to get a belt and fight in Australia, for a world title or defend a title or get a world title to Australia. I want to fight in my home country 100%, but boxing's kind of picking up in Australia. It was before they got that second lockdown, but prior to that, boxing really isn't the place. Australia really isn't a place for boxing, especially not women's boxing. So, I'm not going to sell myself short being stuck in my country just because I'm patriotic and that. But yeah, definitely if I can and it's all worth it for me, 100% would love to fight in front of my home country. Hopefully don't get there in Matchroom, can get some cards over there.
For sure. Just in terms of this fight, I'm not asking for your game plan, obviously, but how do you think you will win this fight? How do you think you'll be able to get this victory?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to break her down. I don't want to, like I've said before, Bec is very durable, but I definitely think I'm able to stop her and I'm able to break her down, do some things to her that others haven't. I'm coming into this fight with a very different style to a lot of the other girls, the girls that she's fought, they don't have my style. So we'll see. Hopefully break it down and get her out by the mid to later rounds.
All right, thanks.
No problem.
Okay, we go to Joe from Seconds Out next, please.
Hi, Ebanie. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Only one question then, but I want to ask about Rachel Ball because I know you're kind of friendly with her. I believe you sparred at BCB with her as well.
Yeah.
How do you see a fight between you and her going, and also a rematch between her and Shannon Courtenay?
I feel like a fight between me and Rachel would be pretty epic. Because she's so tall and I'm short and inside fighter, I would just be pressuring the shit out of her. Like I would just be pushing up on her, and it would be a very exciting fight because also she likes to let her hands go. She's very fast. And it would just come down to, I suppose, if she's going to keep her range or she's going to sit and punch with me, but I'm not going to be outboxing her. So that would definitely be one of those fights that are very exciting, and I'll be on the front foot pushing up, and it would be a great fight. I feel like that fight could be more exciting than the Shannon fight. And as for her versus Shannon, the rematch, it's, you know, before I was like, Rachel will definitely beat her, and I think she can, you know, she can outwork her, because the first time they fought, you know, always coming to COVID, first fight, you know, blah, 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 a lot of things. But, you know, Rachel's had such a hard run. Like, she's not been active. She's had COVID, really bad COVID. You know, she's hurt her back. There's so many things now that, you know, I think she has the skill, but it's like, here's Shannon getting all these, you know, fights and all this experience and whatever, why, you know, Rachel's sick and injured. So I think that sways it a bit more to Shannon. But yeah, still obviously cannot rule Rachel out.